I had a pretty severe injury about 11 years ago. I slid with great force off a metal roof and landed on my feet, and L1 vertebrae just exploded. One of the biggest effects of my injury has been on my balance. A pretty good portion of it is because my calf muscles are not firing as fully as they should. I can point my toes and flex when I'm seated, but I cannot yet come up on my toes with my full weight on it. I've taught physical education for 30-some years and have coached gymnastics, and I was a gymnast, so I'm pretty familiar with my body and movement, but the gyrotonic exercises are something I've really never experienced before. I first learned about gyrotonic from Sarah Simpson.
When Gloria first came in, I wasn't sure how far we could get with her because her spinal cord injury left her partially paralyzed from the waist down. While she had enough functioning to walk, she couldn't walk the way she had before. Walking was difficult. It took a lot of effort, and her balance was really compromised. She mostly was really having to just kind of balance on the backs of her heels to walk through space. So then the question was, how much of the functioning that she had lost can we get back? So we jumped right in. We just started with some really basic exercises, really small movements, just pointing the toes and flexing the feet. Coming onto the bench here and doing really simple spinal motions, arching and curling.
What I find really interesting about gyrotonic is that you can do the same arch and curl over and over, and there's just many layers to add on to it. Where I think, wow, I've got this down, and then Sarah will say whatever she says, and it's just like, boy, that makes it feel totally different. It's very demanding in a real subtle way.
The jumping stretching board has been especially amazing as far as a piece of equipment to work with Gloria on her balance, because with that piece of equipment she's able to get in and kind of emulate the kind of situation she's going to be running into in everyday life. We can practice walking. We can practice, okay, what is it like being on a slippery surface and catching yourself and finding your balance? And we're able to do that in a really safe, supportive environment, in an environment that gives her a lot of feedback.
And that has helped my walking. I feel much more confident walking, and I can just feel a little, there's just a space when I'm just balanced on one foot while I'm reaching with the other foot. So I'm moving from the hip more than, I know in the past sometimes I've walked kind of side to side and just didn't really reach with my foot. It feels really good. I love doing it. It's like I'm rewiring everything. I feel like a lot of my practice is just in daily living. A few months ago, I went on a plane, and it was the first time in 11 years since my accident that I got on the plane without a cane. And I had it in the car, and when my husband dropped me off at the airport, I just said, I don't think I need it. Usually when I have to walk down the long concourses, I balance and fatigue and managing a backpack and everything. I end up like using my cane to push me along, but I just felt really strong and stable, and I wasn't worried about people knocking me over, which was a concern before. So I've gained so much confidence in my balance, and I know, and I have this goal that I am going to do a cartwheel or handstand before I'm done with this.